have even taken a cosplay.
Yo!
Yo.
Yo!
Yo!
Hey, yo, we yoing in this house?
Yo, what's up, yo?
Oh my god.
Yo.
I've been
My
known to yo.
name
I
is
have.
Tyler White. Yo. My
have
husband is
yo'd in the
Walter
past.
White. Yo.
I will yo again in the future. Yeah, how's it going?
Hi. How you doing?
Fantastic.
Hello.
My last episode notes start with give Lupert thumbs. I feel like that's the most important thing that we need to recap.
Did we give Lupa thumbs?
Apparently
If we
we
didn't,
wanted to.
we should.
I certainly didn't.
Oh. Oh, right.
There's definitely a
Lyndon
discussion
actually did
about it.
some art, like, between this one and the last one. I needed, the primordial Lupit.
What?
Oh, do you need a copy of that?
No, I got it.
Okay. Fun
Also, that's a
fact, I
cute
have my
model.
drawing tablet open, just in case I need to doodle something from this session.
Okay, so, my chat, here we have, it does not recognize my monitor, there we go. Alright, chat, here we go. Here we have the prime Lupit, the Lupit that they saw when they went back in time, or at the very least a smaller version of it. And then we have our current boy. It's like watching like the ancestor of a British bulldog compared to a modern one. I love him. I like that, like, the old one has like a trunk that's like proudly like curled up and he's like very dignified, and then modern Looper, it just kind of hangs limp. He's just like, meh. I love Looper so much.
Lupert is so good.
He's great.
Yeah.
Also, I have a note that says bimboification ward, and I
can't explain that one.
I don't remember the I don't remember the bimbofication ward.
I mean, it wouldn't be in my notes if it
remember
wasn't
that.
true. That's all I'm saying.
I know, I remember. Yeah, that was a thing.
You know, remind me what the bimbofication ward was, because I can't state it with my notes.
The disappointment in your voice is just perfect. I love it.
Liv.
I remember.
It's very self-explanatory. Like,
Oh, the runes! The runes on the hammer. When you try
Yeah.
and read it, it removes your ability to read.
Yes, that's what it was. Yes.
That's what
right.
it is.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
there
so
you
good,
go.
though.
Oh,
Lupert the
yeah, you
first.
showed them to Dungeth in the memory, and he couldn't read them either. He couldn't read his own runes.
Oh,
Wouldn't
someone. So someone called that Lupert the first. Now I'm wondering if there's a Lupert the third that's a thief.
Liv, would you like to
Oh.
share the... Just because I feel proud of it, can we share the Dungeth art?
I was going to get to that, but you know what? There's like a halfway decent chance you don't meet him this time. So you know what? There's... Depending on how time goes, give me but a moment. So while you were in his memories, Dungeth... Boop. Hang on. Oh, they changed how handouts work in 5e.
Oh,
They did a little bit. Like, it still works. I get to actually organize my handouts instead of just being like handout 1, handout 2, handout 3.
Nice. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah. No, it is a good thing. It's a very good thing. There they are. So, Dune and Geth. The one on the left is Dune. Pronouns he, they. One on the right is Geth. Pronouns they, them. He's also very tired.
Mood. Can I say the thing that I said to you before, Lennon?
yeah, go for it.
So, like, they have rock bodies, right? And they can, like, you know, rebuild themselves if they want. And I really like the idea that the hair, the gender, and the apparent ethnicity are an active choice made by the dwarf about how they want to look and what they feel matches their representation. And it makes the representation in this picture, like, you know, the skin tone and the hairstyle, that much more wholesome to me. Like that's what they decided fit them best, and that's what they wear it with pride. I think that's actually a really cool thing. Like, the only dwarves that don't look how they want to would be the ones that never gave any thought to it, and that idea kind of hits me in the feels, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I will also remind you, like, the dwarf lore, like, they don't really have gender. Like,
Yeah.
when a dwarf gives you pronouns, it's because, like, that is something they have actively chosen. In the
Mhm.
dwarf language, their ways of referring to themselves are very, very self-descriptive. Like, it's based on, you know, sediment types, where they are from, like what layer of soil they were in when they first grew, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that kind of lets dwarves just be very much like, yeah, this is who I want to
Fluid.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's something beautiful in that.
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea that if a dwarf, like, you know, was buried for like a long time and had to rebuild their body, they might come out with different pronouns because now their body is completely different and they need to kind of rediscover themselves and be like, okay, what do I want to look like? What do I want to identify as? What do I want to be?
Yeah. Who
And
am
then
I
got Lorson,
now?
who just kind of like had to model himself after the people around him, and none of them were dwarfs. And he's still wound out looking pretty dwarfy. Alright, so when we last left off, you had all woken up from your your spirit journey, let's call it that. And you came out into the thing to basically be told, hey, turns out the mountain's alive. The Duke showed up and just like walked in to the thing and basically brought you out, and now he's in the cave talking to a big rock, which the goblins are now aware of is Dungeth, the dwarven god. The goblins are currently in the middle of building him a proxy body so he can communicate like on a non-geological scale. Because I feel like this did kind of get lost in the shuffle a little bit last time. When dwarves get this big, they literally cease functioning on human time. They literally function on geological scale at this point. And so in order to basically perceive time the way a mortal would, they would need to basically project themselves into this proxy in order to communicate with anyone. Otherwise, like, Dungeth talking at his current size would basically take 6,000 years for him to get like a single syllable out. I do feel like that got lost in the shuffle, and it has been like 38 days. So right now that's what's going on. With that information, where we kind of left off was, the party, for the most part, wanted to basically, you know, go speak with Dungeth and Girdan, the Duke, because kind of owe him a favor. But there was one dissenting voice. Eddy, do you want to take off from there?
I'm going to go with at the start. So, yeah, we can hear him out. We can hear him out.
So you kind of like you changed your mind. You're like you'll go hear what he has to say at the very least.
I mean, I'm not gonna, close out my role in this in the first 10 minutes.
Oh no! That's not what I was saying.
Okay.
No. I was expecting like Eddy to just be kind of like, make like basically say like, hey, like I this is too deep for me, or like, or whatever Eddy's motivation for like. Because you did
I'll say that when
we're
we're
go back to Oasis.
I'll say that when we're there. before
Oh,
we're not
okay.
but so I do plan on. We've talked about this before, and I guess we can just spoil this for anybody who's watching. Eddy is going to be going back to Oasis and taking care of the goblins primarily, and helping to rebuild and establish the trade routes and building up Oasis. That's kind of in the direction, and that she's going to go in a part of the party. I mean, the stream title that I gave was Eddy's farewell, so it's not like the big shock, but like.
I figured. I did see that. So I figured it wasn't too much of a spoiler.
Yeah.
All right. So. Okay, that works out. I can roll that. So.
Yeah.
Do you all head into the mine shaft to go speak with the Duke and Dungeth, or do you have any I guess anything y'all want to talk about, or anyone you want to talk to above ground? I will take us to the burrows map so you can actually see what's going on, or what your surroundings look like.
Yeah, I wanted to double check that we had I don't remember if this is something that we had established or if it's something I had intended to do at the end of last session. But did we talk to my little essentially knighted goblin at this point? The Lightbearer? Lightbearer?
You did not. You said you were going to, but you didn't.
Okay, I would like a chance to direct them to get the goblins out of here.
Out of here, as in away from the burrows, or?
Well, away from what we think is a god. Just just go stand at a safe distance, right? Did we not?
This is an entire mountain that's standing up, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a minor
That's a
thing going on.
multiple-day journey, Lennon.
Well, I don't want them to be in the area if something goes wrong. They're a liability.
Wow!
Jesus.
Wow!
Tell them how you really feel, Lennon. Holy shit.
My God, I was not ready for Lennon to just be like, nah, man, screw goblins.
No, I love them. I just don't trust them right now.
Okay.
That also sounds vaguely racist, but we'll let it slide for now.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right. So I do order a repeat. These right now, Dungeth is moving on. Oh, that is the wrong token. Let me fix that. Dungeth right now is working on geologic time. Even if he wanted to get up, it would take decades.
Fair. Okay, I do understand this. Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I redact my intention.
Okay. I mean, if you still want to talk to Lightbearer and all the rest, that's still on the table for you.
I do want to check in with what the goblins' plans are, so that would be a good idea.
All right. So, why does Lightbearer have 2 tokens? Get out of here.
What's everyone else thinking?
We can meet with Dungeth, but I want to make sure that the goblins are safe, because they're going to need some help rebuilding this. After we meet, I'm going to come back and join them. We'll figure out where we're going from then, though.
Lorson, you got anything you want to add?
I am thinking, but brain hurt.
In character. What about Nightshade? You are standing on the back of a god. What do you-
Yeah, Nightshade primarily just cares about what kind of shit he just got himself in by being indebted to the Duke.
Oh.
In the nicest way possible, the well-being of the goblins is irrelevant to him. in the nicest way possible.
Oh god. Alright.
I'm a cat. I don't care about random goblins. I'm sorry. I
No,
care about my buddies.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's hilarious. I'm here for it.
Okay.
Hold on, just to remind myself where we're at. The Duke is currently with Dungeth, right?
Yes, inside the mountain in the heart chamber where you were before.
Okay.
And he is a vampire.
And like there are goblins like kind of get cluttered around the entrance to the mine because there is like apparently they've been living in a god their entire lives, and there's just some random rich human from like the kingdom just rolled up out of nowhere and just came in and started talking to the mountain, like after rescuing the people that saved them from the vampire.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of gossip going on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Do you just like approach the goblins at the front, or?
Yeah. Yeah. I look around our little. I'm hesitant to call this a courtyard, but I don't know what else to call it.
Kind of is just a courtyard, really.
Yeah. I look around the little courtyard and try and find my little goblin friend.
So you see Lightbearer, like, so it's been like a few days. It's been a few days, and like he looks a lot better. He's like, he's not quite as beat up as he was when you found him. He is currently shirtless, and you can see how emaciated he is. He still looks like if the spell on him was removed, he would just, die. And the rune on his chest is like visible. Like you can visibly see like the anti-death rune on his chest. And it's just kind of, and it's glowing like a soft golden light. And you see him talking with Cedarwood, the goblin elder that you spoke with when you first came here. They're kind of talking in muffled tones, and there's like a bunch of other goblins around the edge of the entrance to the mine shaft. Everyone seems a little on edge, just a little bit.
Eddy, you said you just care about getting everyone safe, right?
That's the first priority, yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
let's go. I think so, yeah. Very much.
Last that we were talking about, the entire mountain was going to wake up and go for a walk, right?
That's my understanding currently. Yeah. I also just...
So if
We're gonna go
its
talk
back
to the
and it
Duke
stands
again,
up,
right?
then we all get dumpstered off it, right? I mean, yeah, I suppose. I suppose there's not much choice there, but I'm just worried that this thing stands up and we all fall off its back.
I mean, that is concerning. It hasn't happened in the time of the burrows yet, so maybe we're okay. I don't know how fast mountains move. But if we're gonna go talk to the Duke, I'm a little more concerned about that.
Lennon?
I don't want the burrows to be
hosted
facing any backlash from a deal that I have to make.
We hosted a keg party for a bunch of wizards.
That's not in my home.
That's something completely different. This is an entire mountain that could level any number of them, that could lift up the entire town of Powder Keg in one single flick of emotion. This
but he's a nice guy.
Terrifying. This is...
We've met him.
We've met a weaker past version of him that is no longer alive. We met what he was. This is a mountain.
Thorson, are you alive?
I would like to think so.
Didn't we take your heart out one time?
Yeah.
I do not remember this.
I mean, maybe. Don't worry about it, Larson. Anyways,
Well, that didn't help my cause.
No. Anyways. But I
Look,
feel like
I'm
we're
just
operating with an
concerned that
entirely
the
different
Duke
level
might...
here now.
Yeah.
And I'm scared.
That's do have a weird question.
Yeah?
What's up?
If we are on his back, does that mean that the grass and trees are hair?
At his scale, it could be.
Or is it clothing?
We had to put your clothing back on you after you reincorporated. That was, no, don't worry about that. It was, anyways.
I just want to point out, for TOS reasons, and also like the fact that dwarves don't reproduce sexually.
No, it's a Ken doll.
Dwarves do not have genitals; they are Barbie dolls.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just flesh. Like, not flesh, but like how you have like the lichen.
Hmm.
I mean,
Is it just the equivalent to their skin layer?
Would that not be the dirt and stone?
Well, that's what's
The
what's
lichen
under
layer
that.
will make flesh. Oh wait, that's Lorson talking character. Sorry, Eddy.
it could be this lichen. It could be anything. We don't know.
I mean, this is grass. We put it here.
Okay, no, that's fair actually. But we don't know how that translates to
Yeah.
a god.
Does that mean that grass is a parasite to me?
Maybe. I mean, we could ask June Geth how he feels about it.
I'd say it's more symbiotic since, like, you know, it's nice. Like, you can usually only call something a parasite if you don't like it, right?
That I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Guys,
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, fun geology fact: grass actually prevents erosion. So Eddie's not actually that far off. It would actually be a symbiote.
It depends on the
eroding while he's asleep.
depends on the grass. Some more than others. Yeah, it's true
Some
though.
more than others, but generally.
I really just want to go talk to the goblins. If
Yeah,
anyone
let's go do that.
is anyone up for that? We convince them to maybe like. Well, maybe the cats will take them. How big's a mountain range? Wait, wait, hold on. How big's is it? One mountain or is it all of them?
We don't know, and we have no way of knowing. I mean, unless Lorson has some deep insight that they've, you know, learned.
We gotta
recently.
go talk to him.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
I
Orson.
do not know myself.
Imagine if you were that big.
How does one even get that big?
I mean, you have the same Hearthstone. I think you are that big, or will be. Because, like, you are, what was it? His brother? No, not
They were just close friends, if I remember correctly.
If that is your heart, then you've just lost your memories, and you are going to grow that big, right? Like, if that's true, if that response is true, then that is you.
Well,
you just don't realize it.
Didn't he say
this...
that it was the king of the dwarves?
Maybe.
Jade, I do actually have a question for you. Is this Eddy being wrong on purpose, or did you forget something?
I think you're
little
mixing
from column
up
A,
like,
little from column B. I'm just gonna be so honest with you. It's a little of both.
I think you've memory merged two characters.
Dang it!
Yeah. So okay, I just to give like a recap of like
please,
because it has been.
Oh right, that was the stone. That wasn't Lorson's. It was the stone. But Lorson also does have the diamond. So the diamond stone and the diamond heartstone are both things, right?
Yes.
Doongeth is like a big fused ruby sapphire.
Yes.
Doongeth is a ruby sapphire. The fancy hammer.
Yeah, and then so the big fancy hammer, it has a big diamond on it.
Yeah.
And Doongeth is a fused ruby and sapphire. When you're in the memory, Doongeth touched the hammer and recognized it as his, let's say, roommate, High King Thorin. But once he kind of snapped out of it,
roommates.
he called, they were roommates, called Lorson Thorin's son.
Mm-hmm. That's where I got my words crossed, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably
So-
where you got your wire trust.
Yeah, so that Hearthstone is your father then. So same thing I said, just with that caveat, with that change. So like, he might be your uncle. I don't know. You don't have all of your memories anyways, though that might just be a you thing. But I mean, either way.
So I am traveling with my uncle now.
Maybe? I don't know.
That's really wholesome.
Kinda? Like,
It's more so that I'm traveling around with his heart and beating people with his heart.
I mean,
That's really wholesome.
That's the most dwarven thing I've ever heard. That's a wholesome, like,
No,
father-son
that's wholesome.
bonding time.
No, you're right. That's wholesome. Yeah, that tracks.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I suppose if the party's with me, I saunter over. Probably not saunter over. Stride over, walk over.
Later
Shimmy.
just got cowboy boots with spurs.
Moonwalk.
Saunter over.
Yes.
Oh god. So, you make your way over, and Lightbearer like turns to you like once he sees you, and he's still holding this like enchanted torch, and he beams at you. He's like, "Oh, you're awake. Thanks, Sydney, for that. I'm gonna be honest. I was afraid you died. Like, you were breathing and everything, but like, I mean, that doesn't mean anything. I breathe.
What?
Yeah. Wait, Larson was breathing?
I mean, okay,
How
so
would be-
he wasn't, but like he didn't
Okay,
turn
okay, I
into
didn't-
dust, which like is what like dwarves
Yeah.
do when they die. So
No, that
going
makes
to
sense.
assume, yeah.
It's very concerning for you to just imply that you're dead. I'm just gonna say that.
He taps the rune on his chest, and he's like, "Yeah, so I spoke to Cedarwood. Yeah, no, this is the only thing keeping me alive. Apparently, I died like a month ago."
Oh, that's also concerning, and I don't know what to do about it.
Well, I mean,
Would-
Congratulations.
so long as the magic holds.
Yeah.
Would you care for a hug?
So what?
Would you care for a hug? Would you like a hug? I don't know what else to do here.
His eyes go wide, and he holds his arms out. He's like, "Please."
Oh, I hug the little guy.
He hugs you like really tight and close. Cause like I want y'all to remember, Lightbearer is like the goblin equivalent of like a 15-year-old.
Oh. Oh
Yeah,
no.
he was an initiate of druidism, and he failed, and prosperity was mean.
Man, I put so much responsibility on this child.
Yeah, he did. He kind of needed it. Let's be honest. Man needed a reason to live.
For real.
Yeah. So, yeah. So he looks up at you and he's like, so yeah. So the weird human, he went in there and like Lightbearer just kind of points down the mine shaft. He's like, so everything around our mountain it's still a desert, right?
No. There's an
I mean,
oasis
other than
nearby.
the forest, because we put that there.
There's an oasis nearby. Until
Oh.
this is sorted, we might need to take you there, just to make sure nobody gets hurt while this goes on. I'll catch up with you and guys in a little while. We need to go talk to them first and see what's happening, I think.
Okay, well, I mean, I just thought it was weird that a human showed up wearing like 4 layers of fur.
Yeah, he does that. I think he has a sunlight sensitivity, if you know what I mean.
Oh man, I didn't know he was half midnight elf. Now I feel bad.
Possible. You know, that's a new theory. I'll add that to the list. Sorry. Anyways.
Yeah. So he just kind of like gestures down like the mine shaft. He's like, yeah. So yeah, he kind of just went in there, grabbed you all, kind of just pulled you out, and then he just went right back in. And he hasn't come out. It's been like 2 days.
Refresh my memory, Liv. You know my memory is terrible. Yeah. But how positive are we that we do know what the Duke actually is?
I mean,
or are we
honest? I've got to be honest, I don't know if y'all ever puzzled out because you just settled on vampire and then just
Nightshade did figure it out.
Okay, Nightshade figured it out.
Are we in a we need to have figured it out situation, or was there like a reveal at any point that I'm forgetting?
I mean, I literally went inside their head and saw the past of them being a dragon, and everyone kind of just said...
Yes, that's what I was trying to confirm because I don't remember if I witnessed that or if I'm making that up.
No, Nightshade. Yeah, Nightshade did share that with everyone, and everyone just kept saying vampire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so. Yeah, my new theory is they're a dinosaur.
I mean, I still have in my notes. The last thing I have about them in my notes says, I'll stop calling him a vampire when he stops being one.
You know, let's just settle on everyone thinks something different, and Nightshade is annoyed.
Like a lot.
Everyone says something different. Nightshade hates this, so that's funny. Cat is annoyed.
Yeah, okay, so Eddy thinks he's a vampire, Lennon thinks he's some sort of dinosaur. Orson, what's your incorrect guess about what the Duke is?
He is obviously... I don't know. He is an unknown creature. I just know that he is magic, and he takes money.
And that's the most accurate of all of us, including Liv.
That is very fair.
I would have also accepted 4 kobolds in a trench coat.
I was about to say he must be a very large kobold.
Reasonable.
Oh boy.
He had all of the other small ones working for him. He must be the
kobolds. They did it. They built a god.
And it's just a grumpy old white guy. Oh crap.
You think people? No, I shouldn't say that. Never mind.
Careful, Jade. Careful.
I was.
Oh boy. All right. So Lightbearer.
Hi, Liv. How's it going? You having a good time?
Oh boy. Oh my god. Alright, so oh my god, okay. Yeah, so Lightbearer gestures down the hallway and he goes, yeah, so I mean, he did say he wanted to talk to you. He told us like to not bug him at all. Except like for when you wanted to talk to him. But I don't know if that meant that we should go bug him and tell him that you're out here or if you should go in.
I don't think you should go in. I think we should go in.
Nah. I mean, he threatened to eat Jolly Rancher.
See, that's what I was about to ask. Was it hostile? Was there any issues? So that kind of answers that. So
well, yeah, I mean, maybe it's more just like, you know, Jolly Rancher just kept bugging him, and he just said like, "I will eat you if you don't leave me alone," and that was about it.
I know that's concerning, though.
Yeah. Wait.
Oh, maybe he's
I have a question. So we don't want to send the goblins down, or they might get eaten. But if he is like nobility, then we should probably send down a vanguard to announce us, right? Isn't that's a proper thing? But we don't want to send the goblins, which means it should probably be Lupert. I love that I can make Liv have that look on her face.
Lupert can trumpet.
Yes.
Lupert's is Lupert enough? Will Lupert be okay? Lorson, do you trust Lupert to do this?
We trusted Lupert to protect our bodies.
That's true.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, we trust Lupert with our lives. I don't think there's a single person here who wouldn't trust Lupert with their life. Just being in character and out of character.
We could probably send in a couple of the cats too.
You know what the best part about Lupert is? I was gonna like give the dwarves like a racial mount like the other ones do, but now it's just Lupert's.
It's Lupert's all the way down.
Lupert's all the way down. God, Lennon, Prime Lupert. I can't wait. Lupert Prime. Alright. So yeah, so I mean it's Kiro's mount. So Lorson, do you send Lupert ahead of you to announce your arrival?
I will send Lupert ahead.
So I guess here's the question: is Lupert stored in the hammer space, or is he like just out and about?
I would assume that he is just out and about, because he was supposed to be guarding us.
Yeah. Okay. Lupert trundles over and he's like, "Hello! I've been playing with the goblins, I have. They're very bitey, the small ones."
Lupert.
And he like lifts up his paw and it's just kind of like bitten down to a nub and just kind of leaking sand.
Oh, no.
Believe it or not, I don't feel this at all.
I strangely believe it, Lupert, but we need you to do us a favor.
Yes?
We need you to go into the cave, find the man in the furry coats that helped pull us out, and make a grand gesture announcing our arrival to him.
I could do that, and he stomps the stump, and like it just kind of reforms from like the sand on the ground. I can do that real well, I can. Oh, he was really nice to me, he was. He taught me a tune. And he just goes towards the thing, just kind of like little like happy like trundle, and like you just see him like unfurl his snout and just hear a jazz saxophone. And he's just playing like a tune. And,
okay, but now
you know
all that's in my mind is epic sax, so like...
Yes, that you know what? Yes, you know what? That tracks a little bit. I didn't have a tune in mind, but you know what? Now it's that. And you just hear like Lupert's voice and the saxophone sound echoing up out of the thing. And it comes to you realize, wait a minute, this is when can Lupert talk? It's been telepathy this whole time.
Neat!
Kiro, I want you to note something down in your notes. Lupert can talk now, and he seems a little bit more solid.
Okay.
Like he's no longer like dripping sand everywhere like he was when you first summoned him. He's a bit more there, you know, a bit more constructed, I guess.
A bit more corporeal.
Yes. And a few moments pass, and then you hear the saxophone music stop. And a little bit later, Lupert comes back up, and he's like, "His Royal Highness, Duke Geardan Cresthelm, welcomes your presence into the mines. He asks that you please don't step on any gemstones, because it's very rude." And he kind of lifts up a hoof, and it's like got like 6 different gemstones embedded in it. I could not do that.
Oh no. Oh, poor Lupert.
Like, some of the goblins just kind of rush over, they just start pulling the gemstones out of his hoof as you go by.
Huh.
The goblin is very much like Lupert.
He remembered
into the mine
all the way back up here. He's getting better.
My thing is loading really slow. Give me just a moment. Alright, and then skaboop. So I'll just kind of like skip you down the tunnel. So as you go through and you make your way to the heart chamber where you were before, eventually you come to a familiar sight. Facing away from you, however, is a tall human of indeterminate age, wearing a very thick fur coat. He has his palm on the gemstone, and he seems to be like his head down, and he's kind of like grumbling something under his breath. Do you interrupt him, or do you let him finish what he's saying?
Let's watch and listen if we can. Can I drop a perception?
Okay. Wait, what are you trying to perceive, I guess?
Well, you said he's saying something, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, okay, you're trying to, like, hear? Okay.
Yeah, trying to overhear.
Mm-hmm.
Not net 20.
20, nice. Okay, so as you kind of like strain your ear to try and get the words, and you get something weird. You're hearing the words and you don't understand them, but you see things in your mind's eye. Actually, wait, that's a good question. Actually, does Jade have a Jade? Does Eddy have aphantasia, or is she able to do the whole rotate an apple? Okay, making sure, because this is a valid question.
It is, doing complex mathematics and mental arithmetic is very much her forte.
Okay, so you get...
Wait. That's
yep.
Those things wouldn't be affected by aphantasia.
Yeah, that's
mathematics.
I thought there was some comparable. Oh, wait, fair enough. Either way, no, she does not have that disability.
Okay. Yeah. So in your head, in your mind's eye, you hear the words, but they don't mean anything. But in your mind's eye, you see things. You see a cave, you see a house, you see gold, and you see fire. There's a moment of silence, and then you see in your mind a baby, and then you see a city, and then you see a flag. What is on the flag is up to what Jade perceived. Sorry, is up to what. Sorry, I keep doing that. I keep trying to say Jade. Eddy sees, and then mushing them together.
Hi.
Eddy, on the flag, Eddy sees what she thinks of as like her home country, or just home in general. Whatever flag would be most relevant to her home.
Jolly
what
Roger.
would that be? The Jolly Roger. Okay.
Eddy abandoned the kingdoms when she joined the pirate crew, so it would be a Jolly Roger.
Okay. So in your mind's eye, that's what you see. You see. What was it in order to hang it? You see a home, you see a house, a fire, a cave, pause, baby, flag, city.
I have a really interesting question.
Mm-hmm.
So we have group telepathy with Nightshade, which is sharing of thoughts, not words. If I share the thoughts, will people see what I saw, or will people see? Will it shift for each person as well?
It shows to each person what they associate with those things.
That's interesting.
So
that's actually very interesting.
Yeah. Anyone have anything to say about that, or should I continue?
Continue.
Nothing?
I have nothing coming to mind as to to bring up.
Oh, Kiro, could you raise your gain a little bit? I did not catch a word of that.
I was saying there's nothing coming to mind for me to try and bring up to associate with the images being shown.
Okay. Lennon?
My brain went screensaver for a second there, so I'm aware of the situation, but I don't have input right at the moment.
Okay. Nightshade, anything?
No, just
Okay.
keep it rolling.
I mean, I don't have enough
sure.
to fill out an answer, so I'm just going to wait and listen for more. I mean, I don't have enough information to be able to parse.
Making sure. Do you announce yourself at all, or you just stay there and wait patiently?
Nightshade will announce himself. With the equivalent to a cough.
Oh, just do one of those little hairball coughs.
Yeah.
Alright.
Liv,
Yeah.
I put my thoughts back together, and I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Would my understanding be that were one of us to have aphantasia, which is just the inability to to varying degrees, inability to make mental images?
Mm-hmm.
Would that make you deaf to that conversation?
Yes.
That's cool.
No. Does Lennon have aphantasia?
I mean, I do. I do as a person outside of this game.
But does Lennon the character? See, this is where it gets confusing.
This hasn't been established before, and I don't think it's come up contrary otherwise. So I could establish that as a thing for the character at this moment, and
yeah,
that would be fun.
Yeah,
I think that would be fun.
Okay, go for it. That's interesting.
So if that's the case, then from your perspective, Eddy just kind of shared blank thoughts, which is weird. You didn't know you could do that.
Interesting.
Ooh, that's cool though.
I think I'm just a little bit taken aback until Nightshade breaks the silence, I suppose. With their cough.
If you're taken aback, I would take that opportunity to be misinterpret that and be I know, isn't that interesting? Just to you.
Oh my god. Alright. So, after the cough, you see him kind of lower his hand from the thing and slip on a white silk glove. Because he usually wears gloves, but he had it off to touch the crystal. And he will turn to face you, and he'll say, "Ah, my debtors. So since you saw fit to bring me in, I suppose you are aware of my connection to the patron of the dwarves."
Yes, we parsed your connection, being trapped in his memories.
I do appreciate you finding my friend after so long, but you also brought his existence to, wider knowledge. The goblins now know he is here. I was aware that he was here.
Well, it's scarcely fair to not tell them.
I was aware that he was here, but I didn't... Sorry. He'll nod and he'll say, "I was aware that he was here this whole time. I simply did not know the context of how. The goblins, I figured, were some sort of symbiote, like a moss growing on a rock. I do offer you my thanks for forcing me to take action. But that does not relieve you of the debt you owe me."
As I likely expect. So, considering everything, to what degree do you think we owe you?
Well, I suppose that depends on your consciences. All that, or lack thereof. Like, no, seeing Eddy just kind of snickering, assuming that's in character.
No, that was totally in character.
So. I have told you what my plans are. I know my granddaughter has told you what my plans are. I want you to know that my plans for this world are entirely altruistic. I seek to grant the people a new god. One for everyone, not one that picks and chooses patrons. Dungeth tried to spread his knowledge beyond the dwarves, and he was murdered for it. My creation will have no such weaknesses. Your debt will be to assist me in bringing this god to fruition. To whatever extent you see fit. If you simply wish to do one job for me and call it quits, very well. But if you see the nobility of my cause and seek to continue, so be it. If you see the wealth on offer from assisting me with my cause, and you wish to simply be paid, so be it. If you stand against me, however, I will destroy you.
I have a question.
Sorry, what?
I have a question. In character, I have a question.
He looks at Jade and he goes, sorry, he looks at Eddy. Fuck! Damn it! Ah! He looks to Eddy and goes, and what would your question be, pirate?
How many goblins died in the dream? Even I was nearly overcome by the power and the presence of a god. I started to simply decorporealize in that dream, faster than anyone else in this group. Faster than I was dying. I was being shaken asunder from the mere presence of the deity's dream. How many goblins died in there?
Luckily, none of the goblins found this chamber, save one. Or at least...
What was it, me? No.
No.
You mean earlier? Oh, sorry.
No. Prosperity found this chamber when he was on his pilgrimage, before he was known as such. Long ago. He did not see the value of this place at the time, and so he tried to sell the information to the highest bidder in order to better fund his pilgrimage. I convinced him otherwise. I convinced him that this place could be used as a mine. I did not tell him what exactly was here, only that this chamber was completely off limits, and that he was not to mine any living gemstones.
And of the vampires and gnolls and other creatures?
From my understanding, things got... Sorry?
You are aware of them, yes?
From my understanding, things got out of hand, and Prosperity let his avarice outgrow his ability.
Yes.
Which is always a shame. A shame that continues to occur.
I would hope that somebody who deserves the title of God would be more aware of that.
You would hope that someone... Jake, I need you to speak up. I don't have headphones,
Sorry.
and my speakers are not great.
My bad. I would hope that somebody who deserves the title of God would be more aware of that.
You think I wish to become a god?
I think that you wish to call one in your image. Am I wrong?
No. I was a god once, or akin to it. And look what happened.
I look at the crystal, not him.
Oh, sorry.
No. That's in response to him saying, "Now look what happened to it." I look at the crystal, not him, pointedly. Just that's my reaction. I just wanted to.
Okay. Yeah. He folds his arms and he goes. That is the downfall of being a god. Many people have the ability to become a god. There is at least one of them amongst you right now. But rising to that responsibility, to that chain, is something that is beyond most mortals. A being that is born to become a god, a being that is created with that very notion in mind, can rise above petty mortality, not morality, mortality. I bit my tongue as I was saying it, so I kind of lost the T.
No worries.
I always knew there was something strange about the kitty cat.
No.
Actually, you raise a very good point, Larson. Well, what about the shadow creatures?
What about them?
I look over at Nightshade, then look back at him.
They were an old enemy, banished to the place between shadows. They do not factor into my plan.
An enemy of who? The dwarf, certainly.
Oh, you truly do not know your own history, do you?
I do not.
Long ago, before the first gods rose, there was one, the All-Mother, Lane. And she bestowed life upon everyone, starting with the dragons. And then she moved on to the lesser races, to the kobolds, the humans, the dwarves, the goblins, the elves. And the dragons were charged with protecting them, granted an eternal flame that would hatch their eggs without fail. It would grant them eternal life, magics unknown to any who had come before. And then the shadows came, a parasitic species from another plane that sought to subjugate everything. Lane found her champions, rose them up to the level of deific figures, and set them against the shadows. Doongeth among them. The dragons fought alongside them until they were betrayed. And the dragons were then hunted to total extinction. Their bones now rest in the Komanga plains. That's all they are. Bones and memories. And then Lane died. The mother goddess, the namesake of your very planet, just shot through the heart and left for dead in the middle of the ocean.
2 quick questions, but to object here, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Would those be bones that are? I know that in lore there's no understanding of what a dragon is at all in this world. What would I know about those bones though? Is that something that would have been traded or sought after, or called something else?
These bones, they're so like no one knows what a dragon looks like. No one could identify a dragon, but the idea there being giant monsters in the distant past is something that would exist, but trade in these bones would be highly prohibited because the Komonger plains are owned by the Komonger, and the Komonger they don't really deal with outsiders at all.
Okay.
Like they're a group of tribal groups that like move around these plains. They use the bones for everything from weapons to building material to ritual stuff. These bones, like if these bones got anywhere, they'd be in such a small amount and probably not even whole that you would not be able to like really identify them. It'd be like bone shards, if anything.
and it's not something that would be well known even to me, who had been trading in that.
Yeah,
Who had been trading in
like this is like
things.
ancient history. This is
Got it.
like pre-recorded history level stuff.
Okay, so I just wanted to clarify that because trading in smuggling was kind of my thing. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
interrupting.
Yeah. So he's like, so the god of the world. So the god of the world died and left mortals behind to fill her place. Mortals who I consider friends. He kind of gestures like with his head back to Dungat's crystal, but also the greatest villains and warlords of the time. The god of wrath, for one. The god of winter, Varing. And many, many others whose names have fallen out of history for good reason. That is where Lane went wrong. She created the dragons as the first demigods. And then, when she fell, and when the dragons were no longer around, she entrusted it to flawed mortals. A chain that corrupts even the best of men. You see now why I do what I must?
If I may, I do believe our opinion of you is irrelevant. We owe you a debt, whether I believe you are just or just a old dragon that looks down on mortals doesn't matter. I owe you a favor. And nothing else to it.
A pragmatic sort. Did not expect it out of a house cat. But I appreciate the honesty. And the rest of you? Will you honor the deal made?
I do have one question. Well, you mentioned, like, with how the shadow people, such as the one in Nightshade, what about them? Will they be also worshipping the deity that you are looking to create?
The shadows don't reside on our plane. If they wish to atone for their ways and pay tribute to the new god, then they will accept it, and perhaps they can earn their penance that way. As it stands, the majority of them simply act as parasites when they make their way through the breach. Those that don't, well, you hardly call them shadows anymore.
But, see, you are kind of speaking as if you were the one that would be giving the judgment, saying that they would need to earn their penance. Wouldn't that more so reside with whatever deity you create?
It would, yes, but...
But you want to control them.
I would guide them. I still have time left in my life. I have had experience with this work. I know the mistakes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can I help?
You wish to...
Just with that part.
You wish to teach my godling how to pass judgment?
Yeah. Why not?
An answer I was not expecting. But a welcome one.
I mean, like, that... If I can help, that makes me feel better about this situation. Like, if it's just you, that's suspicious, but if you're willing to, like... I'm a goblin.
This god will be a god of all. Well, while...
Yeah, what if, like, if they're a god for all, shouldn't everyone get a... What if we teach them good. Get a lot of perspectives in there. I mean, I assume that'll take a while because they'll probably be like a baby, right?
Yes. Unfortunately, it will take time for them to grow to their station. And I will admit, there may be suffering on the path. But suffering now for paradise later, is that not worth the cost?
I mean, I don't know about, like... I don't know about paradise, like, as being an achievable goal at all, but... I think I agree with the general premise. I think? Wait, how many people do we have to murder?
Only those that stand to prevent this. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but I personally have not killed anyone.
Well, that's a very cult leader thing to say.
It really is.
I seem to have a memory sticking out of an arm being torn off.
A threat.
A threat. Okay.
I think you'll find the gold scale is still very much alive.
You may find it preferable to not teach your new deity those unfortunate habits.
It's a clan of kobolds living in the slums of a city. Calling that left alive is a unfortunate way of describing it.
I mean, I will remind you, he did give Goldscale a new arm afterwards.
Yeah, but I'm saying, I'm implying he's mistreated the tribe, because he has.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like, Liv, you tear off someone's arm and then you just replace it with a new one that you can't feel out of. You're still a bad person.
I'm not defending him.
Okay.
I don't know, guys. I feel like realistically working with somebody to, like, minimize their damage might be better than just leaving them to their own devices.
Is this in the Skype chat, or is this in...
No, this is just straight out loud.
Oh,
okay.
Are you okay, Lennon? Well, regardless, we have to help them. We made a deal.
Yeah.
If we want to continue, then we'll cross that road when we get to it.
I don't know. I feel like we can just, like, make this, like, generally beneficial. Sorry, sir? Question mark? Sir?
Yeah, pronouns he, him, yes.
Thank you. I kind of wanted to, like, go chat to Doongeth and ask, like, a bunch of things. Do you mind if we just, like, sidestep you for a moment, or is this... Do you feel like this is really necessary right now? I appreciated the history lesson, but... I'm mostly concerned that you were going to murder all of my family, and I've done enough of murdering my family today. That's not even today. Wow, it's been one of those, like, months that bleeds together.
In the, like, telepathic, Morrison goes, how long do you guys think? So it's been, like, days, right? It's been days since we've been sleeping.
Yeah, it's been, like, what, 3 days, 4 days?
So
it has been roughly a week since you arrived at the Burrows.
Yeah, including the other stuff we did,
Yeah.
So you remember how we have this hammer and now it's got these special runes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the runes would make him forget about the deal, or are we, like, dead set on helping him?
Oh, I'm trying to buy us some time. I figured if we go get Doongeth, maybe we have a second opinion from a god side.
Kiro, I don't know if that's Lorson being Lorson, but the runes, they only make you forget your ability to read while you're looking at them. Once you stop looking at them, you remember how to read.
Well, so I thought it was just because it says, I believe you said it casts Feeble Mind.
Yeah, while you're looking at them, and then once you look away,
it basically just stops you from reading it. Yeah.
Gotcha. That was just me not fully remembering.
No worries.
Okay, so you want to talk to the guy. So the Duke he's trying to be nice. He's going to look to the gem. He's going to like once again pull off a glove, put his hand to it, and he's going to mumble under his breath one more time. Jade, if you're if Eddy is still listening, you get once again you get coin, body, like you see kind of like a generic like humanoid body, like whatever like Eddy's perception of like what a default body is. And then you see a sparkle of magic, like kind of like whatever Eddy identifies magic with.
Okay.
A few seconds, pulls his hand away, puts his glove back on. He pulls out a small silver bar and places it on the ground. And he snaps his fingers. And the silver bar molds itself into a statue that resembles a smaller version of the Doongeth that you met in the memory. It is, so this is a silver bar, assuming it's hollow. The little statue, this is a little hollow silver statue that stands about 3 feet tall.
Okay, so like my height.
Yeah. And then he kind of like gives you like a little bit of a dismissive wave, and he walks past you. I shall be on the surface if you wish to talk more. And he's gonna just leave. And so after a few moments, the statue starts to like shift and move, and eventually it animates. And it's a little limited in its movement. It's kind of like very, very slow. But eventually the two heads look up at you, and they go, "Hey, you're the ones from our dreams. Oh, you're a lot bigger than you were in there. When I'm shinier." Oh, I really don't like that spell. I hate when he does that. So, old Gear said you need to talk to me, eh?
Yeah, this is a lot more convenient than last time.
Can you tell
Oh,
us
yeah. I don't think he wanted you to touch the crystal and pass out again.
That's ideal, thank you. Well, I guess thank him.
Can you tell us about the god that he was?
Like a little bit of like sorrow crosses like Dune's face, and then Geth picks up. Oi, that's a rough time of it, that is.
Yeah.
And he
I
says he was a
figured.
god. It's not literal, not in the same way that we are. Not in the same way that the gods you know are. You see, Gerdon, well, I mean, I imagine you probably guessed it by now, but he's a dragon.
What was that?
Wait, when you say dinosaur at the same time he says dragon, he kind of like both heads turn to you and just kind of blink twice, and they're just like, anyway,
Got it wrong.
dragon.
Oops.
Okay. Sorry, Lennon, you just like threw me for a loop for a second. You just, like,
Sorry.
hang on a minute. Okay, so Oh god. All right. So yeah. So he All right. So he just kind of like blinks twice and he turns and he says, "This is the he they had. Yes, this is the he they had. So he works. So he like looks at you and he goes, no, he's a dragon, a gold dragon to be precise. The first one. Lane granted them all immortality, power, and so much more. He was very proud. I knew him before I was even a god. He was very, very happy-go-lucky. He spent a lot of time around the mortals. I mean, I know his countenance has dowered some, but I refuse to believe that the man I know is not in there still. When the Shadow War happened, he lost his daughter. She was a wonderful lass. Absolute light of the day. And when the Shadow was first attacked, she was the first one on the line to defend the mortals. Before Lane gave us the Divine Spark, before any of it. And she was the first to die. After that point, he retreated into himself. He disappeared. We didn't see him. Not until long after the Shadow War had done. I'm pretty sure it's only because of that he survived at all. In fact, I was not aware that there were any dragons left. As far as I was concerned, I'd already mourned my friend. So, Jade, volume up. Did not hear you.
And that's how he stopped being a god?
Not so much that he lost his divine spark, more so he just didn't have the heart for it anymore. When he says that he wants what's best for the mortals, I believe him. I might not agree that bringing a whole new deity into existence is the right path, but I know that whatever his plans are, by the end of it, his plans are good. His intent is good. Whether it will actually turn out that way, plans never survive first contact with complications, do they? And like you see like on Dune's face, so Geth is like telling you this, like, and he's kind of a little bit morose, but you see that Dune's face like is a lot sadder, and you realize that like both of these men have lost all of their children. So like he's very much empathizing.
What's best for humanity can't be to have someone else decide. Somebody who has never been human, taught by someone else who has never been human.
Gods don't stay human for long, do they? And then Dune like pipes up. He says, I mean, we dwarves didn't exist. We dwarves hadn't existed for very long before we got the divine spark. I still remember getting life breathed into me by Lane herself. And might explain a few things about how the dwarves are.
And those of us that don't have even a race to call our own don't deserve gods, then?
No, I never said that. This system of the haves and the have-nots, the divine havers and the divine takers, that was not our intention. It wasn't my intention. It wasn't Sydney's intention. It wasn't the writer's intention either. No. Until Kissalan got him. That's something that you came up with. Sorry.
I apologize.
Yeah.
Quick aside, what is the writer you said? in this context?
The writer. The writer's the god of death in this world.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, he's basically a god that died, and now he takes care of them, like Osiris kind of thing.
Oh, I had forgotten that. I apologize.
You're fine. Yeah. Yes, he's like, yeah. That wasn't us. That was you lot. You came up with that. Society's not all the gods' fault. Nightshade?
I mean, big shock that the ex-pirate is an anarchist. I mean, like, this should surprise no one whatsoever, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No. Honestly, yeah, no. I do kind of find it funny that like Eddy's first thing is like, "Hey, this really unfair system. Why'd you set that up?" And the gods are just like, "The fuck you mean?"
Well, of course, because they don't see it that way. Right, exactly. That's my problem.
Yeah.
That's literally my point.
Humans created the inequality. That's not the gods' fault. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, Nightshade, Lorson, Lennon, anything that you want to add to this? Like,
yeah, Nightshade's kind of said his piece. It's very much like we've already kind of agreed to help him by asking his favor. We at the very least need to help him slightly.
I do wonder. Sorry.
The demon will get his pound of flesh, that's for sure.
I'm here for an adjacent reason.
I
just well, this mountain's you, right?
Aye.
I live here.
Aye.
Is that okay? Can we arrange something like? How do you want to proceed? Because I can probably convince the rest of the goblins that we should move, but also, how many people can say they live in a god? That's pretty cool. That's an argument in my favor, right?
And it wouldn't be fair to ask you to pack up and move when I am the one who fell face first in the sand.
Oh, I mean, like, it's your body, so if you don't want us here, we'll leave. But, like, I don't know how long it's going to take you to heal up from everything, because I think under bad management, we made some damage.
Well, I'm not too sure on that myself, but...
Like,
and
but...
the other head picks up. Well, tell you what. At this size, I don't think I'm going to be able to move very fast very quickly. So, tell you what. If when you make me a proxy, a proper one, not this, as nice and shiny as it is, like a proper one.
Okay.
I'll even draw up the design.
What? Well, I think Lorson here is good at dirt.
I mean, I can burrow into it and make it shake. Forming it is not the best.
I'm sorry, but Lorson here is good at dirt is just an extremely funny line out of context.
It is.
Lorson's good at dirt.
I mean, you can look. This is how good I am at dirt. And I sum it up, Rupert.
It's not wrong. It's just.
Oh God.
Okay. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Just good at dirt. This man's.
After the somber, authoritarian conversation with a deity, I needed that. Thank you.
God. I don't intend for this to be solemn. It's just we moved into. Is the dead kid hour?
Right.
Like I just realized, there's a lot of dead kids here.
Oh jeez.
There could be a few.
Like Lightbearer is like a kid basically because he's like 15. He's dead, but he's like undead, I guess. Fucking,
Oh, he is undead, I guess.
like Gearden's whole motivation is dead kid apparently. Friggin' Dungeth, like 16 dead kids, like Jesus.
Well, how about we prevent any more of that?
Yeah, let's prevent more dead kids, shall we? Oh boy. Okay.
Eddie was raised by a single mom. Does that count as anything? This is also.
Oh boy. All right. Point is, okay. So yeah. So Dune and Geth, they kind of think that like, so we can't exactly go back to our mountain because last I heard from Gear, the mages that killed me children are, well, they took the place over, and a good chunk of me kin are, well, dead or enslaved or second-class citizens.
Hey.
So I can't exactly go home. Let me stay, lay low, and I'll teach your goblins a few of my trade secrets. I've
got another idea if you're amicable to it.
Aye?
There is a master for forge smith, as good as the ones of legend, but without any of the trade skills. Would you be interested in working with a master?
Okay, one more time. I did not parse that. I'm sorry.
I said, there is a blacksmith who is one of the best of our time, but lacks any of the trade secrets of your era. How would you feel in training a master? The idea being that, of taking him to the Oasis as a safe place where he can train the master blacksmith that's there. I forgot the blacksmith's name in Oasis, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. Jade.
Yes? I'm trying to write myself out of the story, but if the goblins are staying here, then I don't know where I'm going after this.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to think of this. Hang on.
Take your time. If it doesn't work,
I was gonna say. Okay, so remember, there's a barrier around the Oasis that prevents immortals from entering. Does the proxy count?
I would say the proxy would not count because the proxy can be destroyed, even if it's more like a projection.
True.
It's a soul projection.
Yeah, that's true.
May I interject?
Mm-hmm.
Please.
To reveal some of my plan to maybe help ease the situation.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to suggest that since Eddy was planning to set up like the plan for a while has been Eddy was going to set up like trade routes between the Oasis and the Burrows to my understanding was to establish smuggling lines.
Mm-hmm. Well, both legit and sidelines as well. It would be a new line into the kingdoms from a southern port, which doesn't really exist in the world right now. There's no southwestern port in the world, so this would be a huge trade route for everywhere.
My plan is to see what Doongath feels about goblins staying here, and then if goblins can continue to stay here, sending out a portion of them as to establish to do the work that you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
And Doongath was on board with that. He's like, make me a proxy, let me stick around so I can keep low, and then and he'll basically he'll keep his main body where it is, and then he'll just work through proxies. Because he doesn't really want to get caught by the mages again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's kind of my thinking. That's kind of my thinking is that Doongath.
Aye.
I assume that you what's the what you mean when you say that you need to lay low is you don't want anyone knowing you're here.
No, I do not.
So a lot of the goblins already know you're here.
Mm-hmm. Can they be trusted to keep their mouths shut?
Oh, probably. I assume so.
Not for free, but yeah.
Well, I think our whole economy just got shut down by me.
Oh god.
Sorry.
So kind of what I'm thinking is like we stop mining, but we stay here. And Eddy has these great ideas with trade routes that might keep whatever needs we can't grow ourselves, keep that moving, I guess. But if nobody can know that you're here, we probably should staff those trade lines with the goblins.
I mean, that would make sense.
And I'm sure the goblins, like, it's a job change, right? We'll have to talk to them all and figure out what they want, but I think we can convince them.
And
Especially if it means like Lightbearer can like go out and see the world a bit.
And I'll do you one better. Sorry. I'll have two proxies made. One can stay here to teach the rest of the goblins, trades. And another one can go to your oasis and teach your master blacksmith.
That also lets us communicate with the burrow because the one proxy can talk to the other, right? You can.
Hi. Yes. I mean, we have split hearts. We have a split heartstone. We have 2 minds. We can control 2 proxies at once.
That's phenomenal. Yes. That's brilliant.
I have a question, and I apologize if this is rude. Would your proxies need to be as you appear right now? Would there be 2 identical yous, or would you be able to have Dune and Geth as separate proxies?
It'd be that one. One would look like me, and the other one look like him.
Have you done that before? That's very interesting.
We did it once. We kind of had a falling out. And then, we spent like a couple years apart, like on a sabbatical. A bit weird.
A couple years, okay.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, but, eventually we came back around. We weren't this big when it happened. But it should still be mechanically the same.
Huh. That's fascinating. Thank you for answering that.
I mean, if you wanted, I could even teach Thorin's son over there how to do it. But it is a bit draining at that size. Gonna have to get a bit bigger before it, becomes useful.
You said Thorin's son.
Aye.
I am still just kind of confused as to how you would take a sabbatical from each other when you are conjoined. I understand inhabiting separate proxies, but you 2 are still together in general.
Aye, but we left our body behind. Our body was still alive. We just kind of left it buried in a wall. And we came back and got it when we, wanted to see each other again.
So your body would just sleep then?
Aye.
Or what the dwarven equivalent is?
Aye. It's the equivalent of sleep, yes.
Huh. I'm learning a lot today.
Someone mentioned Thorinson. Yeah, well, it's almost as if it's a homebrewed race and kind of needs its mechanics explained.
True.
Someone mentioned Thorinson with a question mark, but my speakers are crap, so I didn't catch who it was.
It was.
Was that like an actual question, or just? I'm going to reach.
Eddy, were you still planning to bring up the thorns and being spoken of?
I mean, if I'm just being honest, that was a prompt for you to start, if you were interested in asking about that. That's your storyline. I was just trying to give you a little gentle push.
Yeah.
I was trying to start the conversation for you to pick up on. If you want to. You don't have to. I mean, that was just a prompt.
The only problem that I have with that is I have like half of a mind already.
That's your choice to work with your character how you choose.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying it out loud because they were saying they could mainly do it because they have the 2 heart stones, 2 minds, etc.
That's cute. I like that.
Oh. Okay. So
That's very
Geth
funny.
would so Geth would respond. Oh no, lad. It's so we can control 2 at once because we're 2. You're 1, so you'd only be able to do 1 at a time. You'd be leaving your body behind temporarily to inhabit a smaller form, but it's as easy as taking a nap.
Pocket Lurson.
Yeah, you could. This is what I'm offering you. It is a new ability for you.
How does one go about performing this ability? Because the thought of trying to put my brain into something else is difficult.
All right. Tell you what, I'll give you a crash course on the easiest version of it. Reach down into the gravel there. Grab yourself a nice handful.
I have scooped up dirt. We know how this works before. Please tell me.
All right. Now squeeze it between your palms. And I know this is gonna sound weird, but just imagine yourself in the dirt.
Would this possibly be easier for me if I dug myself into the dirt?
I mean, no, like the dirt in your hand. Imagine yourself in your hands being held by yourself.
This is a little strange to think about, but please continue as I am attempting.
Alright, so as you do it, you're kind of like thinking really hard. From everyone else's perspective, all of a sudden, Lorson, everything goes dark for a second. And from everyone else's perspective, you see Lorson just kind of go stock still. And then just kind of like slump backwards. And then, because he's gone slump, he's gone limp, his hands open, and there's like a tiny palm-top Lorson. Lorson, from your perspective, everyone else is now huge, and you are now looking, like, standing on your own palm.
I did not realize that I would become smaller than the cat. Do I need to be afraid now?
Of the cat? I don't think so.
So Doomgath kind of like lets out like a laugh. It's like, you've done it, boy. So you can do. So that's something that most of us can do, which is very few of us wind up learning, especially, with everything that's been going on. Any amount of dirt, roughly a quarter of your size or less, you can mold into a version of yourself and use as a proxy. You wind up leaving your body behind, but it's good for scouting. And, if you're worried you're gonna get your head caved in a fight, just send a mini you forward. See what happens. And if it gets destroyed, then, it's like falling off a building in your sleep. You'll wake up before you hit the bottom. I don't... Remember you got your push to talk.
I do. Sorry, he's just being really talkative right now. So I can understand the use of this, but so what would happen if small me gets destroyed while I am currently inhabiting the body?
Well, then you just wake up in your original body. There's nothing of you in there. It's you're just your consciousness projected. It's a proxy. So functionally, Lorson, this is similar to Find Familiar, like in mechanics. If you're controlling your familiar and your familiar gets just beamed, you just kind of like "Bleh," in your original body.
I see. How does one go back into normal body without being squished?
All right. So just imagine you're clenching your fist and let it go.
Lorson is just actively clenching his fist in a small form. Just
And
does
then,
not
like,
understand.
Yeah. So you know what? That's funnier. When like the mini Lorson clenches his fist super hard, and then like unclenches his hand, and then the mini Lorson collapses into gravel again, and regular Lorson just kind of like jolts up like, "Ooh."
I have returned.
Hi.
You are now slightly taller. So, yeah. So I wanna. Yes, I just want to like kind of like give you like the non-roleplay mechanics of this Lorson.
Crunch.
So, if you have access to loose dirt, equivalent to about a quarter of your character's height and weight, you can channel your consciousness into it to create a mini Lorson that has all your statistics and access to all your abilities, but your regular body is treated as unconscious for the duration. It has exactly one quarter of your health pool. So, you know, one quarter, like divided by 4, rounded down. And
Yeah, of course.
if it gets destroyed, you just wake up in your body where you left it.
I hope you realize this might be a mistake for you.
I'm sorry, what?
I said I hope you realize this might be a mistake for you.
No, it's not. Here's the thing, Kiro. I know what's coming up. Having the ability to make a mini Lorson might be useful.
What's the worst that could possibly happen?
I mean, like, worst case scenario, like Lorson uses it to open a door, but like, once you get the other side of the door, how are you gonna open it? You're like an inch tall. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, that's silly.
Yeah.
Liv, you know how this, like, in your world, clearly dwarves can become very large.
Yes.
I now have the headcanon that there's still the stereotype of dwarves being short, squat creatures.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been the proxies.
Anyone you know could be a mountain dwarf, and you would never know. If you ever kill a
Incredible
dwarf
lore.
and there's no heartstone inside, oh no. I'm just gonna add this feature to your active abilities.
Thank you. The only other question I have is how. So I'm assuming with Lorson I can only inhabit one proxy body.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm assuming as Lorson I can only inhabit one proxy body.
Yes, you can only have one proxy body, yes.
You only have one soul for now.
Yeah. For now.
How many proxies can I set up beforehand?
Seeing as the proxies maintain their shape through your will, unless you got some clay and started carving Lorson statues in your spare time. You know what I mean?
No, I understand.
Yeah. Like if you had an exactly 1/4 scale replica Lorson statue, right? Like just set up and ready to go. You can have as many of those as you want, but you still need to touch them to transfer your consciousness.
Question.
Yep.
This is just out of character.
Yeah.
How accurate to Lorson do the proxies have to be? Can you snowman them?
What do you mean snowman them?
Can you make just a snowman of clay and that's a proxy?
the proxies generally take on the appearance of the dwarf.
Okay.
If a proxy, like if Lorson tried to use like an existing statue of like a noble figure as a proxy,
yeah,
the statue would kind of like mangle its face to start looking like Lorson.
Okay, but it is possible to use something that doesn't have the exact appearance of Lorson.
Yeah, it would just start looking like, yeah. It's like you
That's
said before,
cool.
dwarves
Okay.
can choose what they look like, but that choice is something that's like
Yeah.
part of them, right? Like their idealized self, what they want to look like, is like part of them, and most dwarves generally don't like try and look outside of their idealized self, like short of like stuff like a haircut or you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So besides HP,
Yeah.
how are the stats gonna be?
Stats are identical to your normal stats.
Okay, good to know. And I'm assuming can hold weapons.
Yeah, that would include like weapons. Yeah, you'd have like a equivalent. Like I don't think any like abilities of your weapon would transfer over. So like Eddy Mercury's Faebane wouldn't travel over, but like it's still like, what is it, like a 1d10 warhammer?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the base damage would travel over, but like any like side effects of your equipment would not, because you know the proxy's not wearing the equipment. If you got equipment for the proxy, however, the proxy could wear the equipment. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna fill out the full details after sessions. I'm not like
That's a good idea.
that's one thing I don't like about Foundry. Like unless you like have everything set up in a compendium ahead of time, but that just eats up like, storage space. It's annoying. But man, so Dunegeth looks to you and he's like, I knew a son of Thorin would get that first try. Even if you didn't quite understand it.
I am just curious. Who is Thorin? I know you said he was king of the dwarves, I believe. Is that correct?
Aye, he was High King of the Dwarves.
I do not know my own family, so this is all news, supposedly, that I am related to him.
Aye. 'Tis a shame. 'Tis a shame. From just looking at you, I can tell that Thorin would be proud. Judging from the fact that his heartstone is on that hammer on your back, I had assumed you'd met up with him at least once.
That just raises more questions.
So funny story about that. I'll introduce you. Don't worry.
Okay,
Oh,
but the question it leads me to is, how would I meet him if his heartstone is in my hammer?
Oh, you really don't know anything about your people, do you? I'm so sorry.
No.
I'm so sorry, lad. And then Death nods forward. He's like, "There's a lost reliquary to the south a bit. I think you should go there at some point, lad. It'll answer some questions for you."
How does one spell reliquary?
Relicquary.
Sorry, I should have more specified. That was just in character because Morson's dumb.
Yeah.
So it sounds like we have another place that we could possibly go.
I do want to point out, like, it's the same place that you heard about before when you got that medallion. It's just like Dunegeth doesn't know that you know that information, and also it's been like several months. I figured I'd remind you it exists. So Dunegeth looks at the rest of you. He's like, "Well, how do you feel about old Gearden then? I spent so much time reconnecting with, well, not family, but close enough, that I kinda lost track. Are you gonna help him with his cause, or are you gonna stand against him? It's not my race, so I don't have a horse.
I will leave this decision up to the rest of everyone to decide. I am just kind of rolling with the punches here. This is a lot of information to take in.
Half a year ago, I didn't know I was a dwarf.
Aw. I don't trust any man who would put it. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I'll pay my debts. I'll give him his pound of flesh, but I'm gonna help out. Well, I'm gonna set up the trades. I'm gonna help with the goblins. I'm going to make the world as good a place as I can before some god gets their hands on it. And if that god wants me to bow to it, then it'll have to ask for my forgiveness first.
Kind of find it really funny that Eddy's place Eddy's holding up literally has an anti-immortal field around it. So
I do like that. That's
Eddy's
great.
gonna be like the safest.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be an oasis, and it's gonna be like the last oasis in Dark Sun sort of thing, you know?
Yeah. If the gods decide to start shit, all right, everyone to Undyne's embrace.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, Eddy, you should work with. Well, I don't know if you're not. Yeah, if you're doing trade routes and doing that, you should take Lightbearer with you.
Yeah.
Because that's like a kid who probably shouldn't actually be in charge of a whole god defending town.
You're right.
They're gonna be one day. I think that's inevitable now. But maybe they should get out and see something that's not this first.
Oh God.
Listen.
Eddy, please be kind to the immortal 15-year-old.
No, don't worry. I'm gonna raise him right.
But I also think there's probably a bunch of goblins that would want to get out there, especially after just mining their whole lives.
Out of character. Eddy is. Keep in mind, Eddy is not a vicious pirate. Eddy is a smuggler, who is also an accountant, right?
Yeah.
when I say Eddy's going to raise the kid right, yeah, they're going to be a little bit on the ACAB side, but it actually is going to be going to be raised in how to live how to live within what means you can find, and how to be effective in the world. Just to remind people, I guess.
Yeah.
But in character, yeah, I can watch over him, and I'll be in communication with the goblins all the time. We'll be setting up the trade routes, and you guys are always welcome in Oasis if you're gonna go out there, or you can come back with me. But I don't know that I want to make that dragon's world a real one. I don't... Look. He wants to make a god, and he wants to make it in his image, and the only thing that can be put in between that might be you, Lennon.
I mean, yeah, maybe. But there's also everyone. I don't know. I'm feeling slightly optimistic about this idea. I also feel like it's just kind of my responsibility now. We kind of started this shit and
Yeah.
if working with him and doing some unfavorable things, which I'm gonna end up doing to survive in our stupid world anyway, if that means I get to influence this new creature,
yeah,
I feel like I'm in a position where that's now my responsibility to make sure I can influence that creature.
I do too, honestly. I think that would be very good. And Nightshade?
Yes.
I don't know what you are exactly, but we know that the gods fear you. Whatever you are has the power to take down a god. You might be the last line of defense if things go wrong.
I
And
understand.
I am here.
And Larson, I want to say it's been great traveling. Sorry.
It is okay. I understand.
No,
the best thing that I...
Sorry. That was a gaffe. Let me actually, give the action.
No,
And Larson,
it's okay.
I trust you to keep them safe. There's no one who I've met that I would trust more to keep them safe. I'm willing to go back to Oasis. I'll give that dragon his pound of flesh. I will give him what is a fair demon's bargain. But I don't think that I want to make the world that he's going to be a part of. Come back and visit me. I will be there to help you in any way that I can. You know that. But I don't think that's my adventure anymore. Do you understand?
I mean, I vaguely understand that you do not wish to be a part of this.
Thank you. Thank all of you. A simple job to clear out a mine, right? That was your original contract? Well, you've all been released and paid, I dare say.
Hey, we're in a mine.
Wait, you guys got paid?
I don't know.
Yeah, you were all paid by Jacob.
Yeah, that was the original. That was the original
thing.
contract from the first session where you
Yeah,
cleared out the original. We keep coming back to mines.
It's like poetry. It rhymes. I'm bringing back the first episode to bring back how we got together. It's an emotional thing, okay? Oh.
Yeah, I got it, Jane. I got it.
Thank
Jane.
you.
I
Thank
appreciate
you, Liv.
it.
Thank you.
It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Exactly.
Jar Jar is the key to all of this.
Kind of was, and they dropped the ball on it so hard. Anyway, that's a completely different discussion.
Look, one day I'll run a Star Wars TTRPG, and then we can have that discussion.
No, you won't. Let's be honest. No, you won't. You don't want to. You don't want to.
Hang on. There is a rule set by Fantasy Flight Games that I do want to try. And then
I have the West End books.
Yes.
I have the D6 Star Wars books. They're good.
Version.
No, not 3.5, but the actual D6 version. It's so good. Anyway, sorry. We can talk about that later.
Yeah, can I be a pet droid?
Yes.
Oh wait. Oh yeah. Them. I'm sorry, Lyndon.
My Discord's immediately popping off over referencing the West End Star Wars games.
Jade, when are you running the West End Star Wars games?
I mean, we'll talk. We'll talk.
I
we'll
bet,
do lunch.
I bet. Do lunch. My agent will call your agent.
Exactly.
Oh boy. All right. So Doongeth, Doongeth's movements start looking a little bit like shoddy. And they kind of like look at their hands and they go, "Hey, it would seem the magic is starting to run its course. I suppose I'll see you when I wake up again. Hopefully in a body that's a little bit more life-sized."
How do we call that? How do we call that back?
Huh?
Lawson can make his own. Can he make yours?
He'll kind of like kneel down. He'll put his palm to the thing, and there's like a flash of divine light for a second, and then like kind of like flashbangs. You just, and then after the light clears and you can see again, there is a schematic on the floor for two, like roughly regular dwarf-sized proxies, and a single silver ingot.
Okay.
It's basically like sculpting instructions, really.
We'll take the kid, we'll make this an oasis, and we'll send one of them with the kid from Oasis back to the burrows.
A good idea.
I don't know if this got across because it wasn't explicitly said, but the proxies can communicate with each other in real time.
Yeah,
so basically it's like an immediate like phone line between the burrows and Undyne's Embrace.
Yeah, but to build the proxies in the first place.
Yeah.
If you didn't mention it, I heard you say it somehow. I think you mentioned it at some, like, whatever.
It was like an offhand comment, like when Doomdeath was reminiscing, but it wasn't. Yeah.
I caught it.
Alright, making sure. Alright. So with that, Gearden is gonna like come back around the corner and he's going to like pick up his ingot. He's gonna say, "Well, you got your conversation. So, what did you decide?"
I'm gonna let them. I'm just gonna lean against the wall and let them go first.
Yeah.
I kind of just like look around at everybody, like, and see everyone a little bit hesitant to like address it, and I'm just like, I mean, you said we can help as much or as little as we want after the first one?
Mm-hmm.
So, if I just don't like a mission, I don't have to do it?
If something goes against your morals, then I will not hold it against you. This is a partnership. This isn't intimidation like with the Kobold. This isn't desperation. This is
it was feeling like that, and the more we're talking, the more I'm feeling a little bit like, I don't know, maybe we can work something out, and maybe you'll actually listen if I have an objection to something.
You brought my friend back to me. I owe you, at the very least, an ear.
Well, thank you. But yeah, if helping out means I gotta like honestly kind of see what, I'm just kind of curious a little bit too. I want to see what like raising a god is like. I want to be there. That sounds cool. And also I feel like I really should.
Cool indeed. So
plus we have cats. Have you seen the cats?
I have seen the cats. They are very large. A lot larger than when I last saw them.
Yeah? Huh.
He looks to each of you, and he says, I wish to reinforce this. I am not an evil man. The kobolds came to me out of desperation, and they do not respect what I'm trying to do. You came to me, and then we had our discussion. And now, you come to me again, and you return my friend to me. That, to me, proves that you are people worthy of being listened to, of people, at the very least, to be trusted. If you put my goal in harm's way, I will destroy you. Make no mistake.
Yeah, that's the part I don't like.
I have lived for too long, and I have seen this fail too many times. I will not see a repeat my past mistakes.
So, Eddy, there's red flags.
Mm-hmm.
There's red flags in every relationship.
No, my dating profile is just I hope our red flags match. That's.
Joke's on you, my favorite color's red.
I am going to throw a bag at him, a small coin purse.
He'll just kind of like catch it, just kind of like we like that thing where like you do like the reverse grip catch, just.
10 platinum. Payment for services rendered. We're even.
I take it you're not interested in joining your fellows?
You've got your pound of flesh, demon. I'll be on my way.
He kind of like he kind of like does like a very slight bow. Like he puts his like his left arm like over his waist, and he does like a very slight bow. Very well. Fairly well, Eddy. I hope that the world that is made... Sorry. I hope the world that we make together is to your liking, even if you did not help in its creation.
I hope the world
and he does not stop you. Sorry, what did you say? Sorry.
I hope the world still accounts for people like me.
He doesn't respond to that, and he turns to the rest of you. As for the rest of you, I have a few ideas in mind of where to send you. But first, I'll allow you to gather your bearings. He reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a scroll, pulls out one of the platinum coins from Eddy's bag, and he presses it to the center of the paper. Coin vanishes, leaving like a rune circle on the parchment. He rolls the parchment up, and he hands it to Linen. When you have completed what you have to do here, or any other errands you have left undone, open this scroll and place on the ground before you. It'll take you to where you need to be.
Like you stand on it, or?
Sorry, what?
You just like stand on it?
Yes.
In the circle?
Yes.
Oh. Huh.
Once. I will say though, I am a patient man. But my patience is not infinite. I would recommend you finish what you're doing in this area. Rather sharpish. He kind of just like pushes it into your hand and let's go.
I have a concern.
What's your concern?
You say that you are a patient man, but we saw you literally chop off a kobold's arm because they didn't pay you in time.
He's got you there.
Not the first time. Not the first time they've missed a payment.
So what's your second then, I guess?
Like I said, my patience is not infinite. I trust I will not have to resort to such extreme measures with you. I am treating you civilly. Don't make me regret doing that.
On that note, there is one thing that has been in the back of my mind since the beginning of this conversation. And that is your relation to whatever I am. Shadow Demon, you put it?
That is the term the mortals use for you, yes.
You, along with Doongath, seem to have quite the tenacious relation with me. Or at very least my kind. Can I expect that to influence our partnership, as it were?
So long as you maintain in possession of your faculties, and you do not become, well, a monster, I see no reason that you do not continue living.
Understood.
I am honestly surprised that a cat was capable of maintaining its faculties when possessed by a shadow, but stranger things have happened. You're not the first of the possessed I've met. You are the most well-spoken. Once again, talking to a cat.
Yeah. I don't know what's so surprising. Like, cats are just smarter than everybody.
Yeah.
It's true. That's just a fact.
It's really funny that you guys have met someone else who has the same thing as Nightshade. Just did not clock it. It was funny.
I mean, I did. I know who it is. I know who it is. I think it's just...
It wasn't relevant?
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I clocked it too, but...
Alright. No one mentioned it. That's why I mean I didn't clock it. No one
Because
clocked
she was so nice.
I mean... Regardless.
it.
You're fun.
Yeah. Alright. So, the dragon looks to you and he just says, well, if that is all, I shall head back to Crestholme. I have to check on the babysitters. And he'll turn and like make to leave unless someone stops him.
Just to be clear, it's like whenever we're ready to help you out, just jump in the circle.
That's the way. Just don't
Got
keep
it.
me waiting.
Well,
Basically, I'm giving you a chance to, like, square away, like, any purchases you want to make. You want to head to a town, or if you want to go to that reliquary first.
Or Oasis.
Or Oasis, yeah. I mean, town implies Oasis, because Oasis is, like, the closest town.
True enough.
Yeah.
what time of day is it?
I believe it should be, like, pretty close to, like, it's, like, mid-afternoon, I think.
I have nothing else for this conversation.
Okay. So yeah, he'll leave. He'll just walk out the mine. And
Well,
I believe sorry.
So that's a lot.
It is our current predicament.
Hey, I know someone who can make some really nice metal arms if you guys need any.
I may.
I have metal arms.
Oh right, yeah, Lynnon's got like metal arms. Like
I just like lift my arms in the hair into the air and just like make them into what was the metal again?
Mithril.
Mithril.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Huh.
I need to add that to your new sheet. I need to do that. I forgot.
I can also now make clones of myself.
Yes.
Lennon, we may need to figure out if you can regrow those metal arms.
That sounds horrifying.
It is.
Oh.
You can't just start a sentence like that.
Doing good is gonna be
know.
around, so they can craft them. We know that.
Yes, and with our current, I guess, new employer, that may become relevant.
See. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, exactly.
I can fix him.
You know what? I believe you, Lennon. I believe you.
Eddy, I don't think
Lennon,
you should.
You're missing a level. You're level 7. You're level 6. Yeah.
Oh, whoops. I don't think you should leave this far into the day, Eddy.
No.
You wanna make some food?
Yeah, I can get some fish. We can have some for dinner.
Yeah, I'll go.
In the morning. And
I'll go find the druids. We'll whip up some. How you feel about roasted root vegetables? That's what we got.
Mm-hmm. I can get some fish
There's
out
honey.
of the streams too.
Honey, ginger, root vegetables.
Listen, if you guys need anything, come get me. New weapons, new armor, an extra hand to kill a god. I'll be there for you, okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
And thank you guys.
You take care of the goblins too.
I will.
Like I'll have them covered on this end, I think. For the most part, I might take a few trips out once in a while. I'll let you know.
And for what it's worth, he can't step foot in the Oasis.
Hey, so we always have somewhere to fall back to.
I have a safe place. And I'll make sure it stays that way.
Well, thank you, Eddy. You take care of yourself out there, okay? Like, we'll come visit. You're not going to be alone. And I mean, you're not going to be alone. We made friends out there.
You still have a cell stone. I can call you guys whenever I want.
Yeah.
That's still a thing in this lore.
Yeah.
It's a thing that we have.
I love the cell stones.
You travel together for a few months and it's like the end of the world when you split up. It's weird.
No, we'll be around. You know where to find me. You know what I'm doing. You know your family's safe. All of you. Lorison, you know that your family's safe. And,
I do.
It's like your uncle, right? Yeah, right? He's your uncle. Yeah, he's your uncle, right?
Like, I do not, well, for him, I'm not sure, but supposedly family is in the hammer. I don't necessarily know if I would call this safe.
Well, I mean, like,
you guys
uncle
did say that you
titles...
pulled out my heart.
Uncles don't have to be like, biological. Like he's a friend of it's look. Uncles are one of those titles that you can just get, right?
That's true.
Does
I mean,
that
you
mean
don't
that
know
you could be an uncle, Eddy?
Relationship was like.
No, I'm the sassy gay wine aunt. You know it. So true.
Look, keep tempting me, and I'll make the dwarves gay. I'll give Lorson 3 dads.
Amazing.
I won't unless one, it's funny, and 2, Kiro says it's okay.
I mean, I wouldn't mind either way. It's your world. It's your dwarven lore.
No, I mean, because dwarves
okay
don't have biological sex. Like, they literally reproduce asexually.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
Reproduced by buddy.
Right.
When they say "What's up, bud?" they mean it literally.
It's not that different from budding. I'm gonna be honest. It's
What's up,
really
bud?
not. Yeah. Oh my, that's how dwarves refer to their kids when they're like fresh.
Yeah, I love it. Fantastic.
Oh boy. All right.
I go catch some fish for dinner.
Yeah. Like I won't make you roll for this. I won't make you roll for it's fine. So the rest of the day passes and you spend your time getting everything ready. Just bring us here so we're not just looking at the same map for like the 100 miles. All right. So Eddy, you managed to get your hands on some nice, fresh saltwater tuna. Lennon, you managed to convince the druids, whip you up some food. I mean, you saved like the burrows, and you managed to like save the economy as well. The goblins try and figure out amongst them like who wants to go live at Undyne's Embrace and who wants to stay here. Majority of the goblins would prefer to stay at the burrows because it's their home, but there is a large amount of adventurous ones among them inspired by Linen and everyone else that want to go abroad, and a lot of them see Undyne's Embrace as like the starting point for that. Getting jobs in trading and cargo moving. Linen, it's during this you're washing your face in the stream, and you notice something on your forehead. So, your people have the 3 triangle face marks, and you've been aware of these marks like since you were born, right? Since you were cognizant of them.
Yes.
There's something weird about the one on your forehead. You see a small footprint, a small like paw print. It looks like a carriage cat footprint, but it's like way too small. It's even smaller than like a kitten's footprint. Just black mark in the middle of the yellow on your middle of your forehead.
I kind of just like dip my hand into the water and try to like rub it off in the reflection.
It stays.
I think I just kind of like shake my hands off of water, or like tilt my head at the image and like question a bit before going back to the like I don't say anything, but I just mentally note that and head back up to
hide it at all, or do you
Oh no, I'll leave it.
Okay. I guess here's the question. Does anyone else notice it? I'm not asking for roles. I'm literally asking, like, would your character care enough to notice?
I mean,
my character's got a lot on her mind already.
Nightshade would likely... Yeah, Nightshade would likely notice it.
I was about to say, Morrison's probably got a lot on his mind, but I just want to do a roll anyway, just to see.
I feel like Eddy would normally notice it, but not today, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would say that would pass as Morrison noticing.
Yeah?
Say Lorson notices?
Yeah, and I would say Nightshade would as well. Unless you're demanding a roll.
No. I'm not demanding a roll. I'm asking you, like, would your characters...
Yes, then yes, Nightshade would notice.
Would you say anything about it then, both of you?
Lorson would not say anything. I may have done a self roll and got a fucking 0.
Oof. Okay, Nightshade?
Linen has always had that mark. I have noticed it before. That is all.
Well, how exactly has it changed? Like...
Well, it used to be, okay, so you see it in the token art, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. The yellow.
Yeah, so it's always looked like how it looks there, except, like, since you got back from, Doongeth's, like, memory, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's just been a small black paw print on the Linen's forehead, but, like, you've been kind of busy, so you haven't really had, like, a moment to, like, stop and notice it.
Mm-hmm.
Now that things have calmed down, you're not, in the middle of a dark cave where you can't tell anything, like, except for shades of gray. Like, now it's kind of plain to see in the sunlight.
Nightshade will believe he's kind of put 2 and 2 together and kind of just quietly nudge to Linen, hey, we should probably get together with Trash Cat sometime.
Yeah? What?
I love that his name is Trash Cat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what's up?
I just think it'd be a good idea for you. And Nightshade will kind of just leave it at that.
Oh boy.
He's being cheeky because he believes he has put 2 and 2 together.
Okay. So, Linen.
Yeah.
You don't know what this is, but I'm going to put it... Remember that feature that I put on your sheet that just says secret with a smiley face?
Sure. Yes, I do remember.
Look at it now, but don't tell anyone what it is. You don't know what it is in character. You and I will talk about that later. It's at the bottom of your features list.
I see.
Yeah. I mean, we gotta talk after game anyway, so.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You.
Yeah. Very fun. And so the day passes. You have a hearty dinner. The Duke left, basically immediately after he left the he left the mine. According to the goblins, he just walked down the path, the footpath that came that you took to get here, and then just vanished. No one saw anything where he went. He just kind of turned the corner and then was gone. Which is kind of spooky. So he doesn't stick around. You have this great meal with all the fixins. You got this perfectly grilled fish. You got these fried root vegetables. You have fruits.
Fruits and roots.
Yeah. One of the goblins found a vat of lamp oil, multi-purpose lamp oil. Figured out it was food grade. Decided to chop up some potatoes and fry them in the oil.
Amazing.
Made French fries. So this goblin's name is now French Fry.
Love it.
Yep. He finished his pilgrimage without leaving home. Damn, look at him.
Good on him.
And you have a nice night that you unfortunately do need to sleep in the goblin barracks again, which is a little uncomfortable because now the goblins aren't going nutty. Day is a little cramped, but there's enough dead goblins that you manage to find bunks that are empty.
You phrased that in the most morbid way possible.
Nah, you're fine. And the next day, the goblins load up a wagon for Whoop.
Hello?
Whoop, whoop.
Oh.
Did I lose connection there for a second?
Hey, welcome back.
For a minute, yeah.
How long is a minute? I don't actually know how long my stream's been.
It wasn't that long. It was the...
You said loaded up a wagon too.
Okay,
that's
okay.
Cut off.
Yeah. My OBS is saying I'm at red bar, so that's not great. Okay, green bar. Okay, stay at green bar. Hey. Okay, so I'll just start again for the VOD. So the goblins have loaded up a wagon for Eddy, Lightbearer, and the goblins that want to come along. They have castings of the schematics that Dungeth gave. So the blacksmith at the Oasis can take care of it, and bring it back. And it's all waiting for you. Now it's just getting light. It's the perfect time to set out in your opposite directions. And I'll just leave the scene, the rest to you to close out the scene, I guess.
I just thought of a very dumb thing that would be very much Eddy's mindset, the way her mind works, but I don't want to be canon.
Okay.
It's just I'm bad at saying goodbye, and then it's turning and walking away.
Oh my god! Jesus.
I'm not doing that. What if, right?
Okay, here's the thing, though. That'd be amazing.
Kind of would, yeah.
Just walks in a completely straight line, leaps into the river.
Just walks into the river and just in the shimmy swims the rest of the way in, just.
Oh jeez.
Wheeling her body like a dolphin. Because you totally know that's how she swims, right? Totally.
Actually, 100%.
Well, I'll see you soon.
I would say it has been fun, but there is many times where, like, I've just lost consciousness. We fought many things that we probably shouldn't have. It has been an adventure, I will say that.
It's been a journey, and one that I'm glad I took. Have fun saving the world or breaking it. I guess we'll figure out which one is going to happen. Be careful.
We invented Guillotine Man.
Don't trust so easily. That's the best advice I have for you.
Eddy.
Yeah?
It's been really weird. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. We made a thing. We made Guillotine Man. That was weird.
Yeah.
That was fun.
It was beautiful.
That wizard was that wizard was something. Has anyone checked in on him lately?
Oh, do you want some of these spare fireball beads? I still have a couple.
You know what? Hold on to them. I bet they'll come in handy.
Yeah.
But
take them out of the story.
So here's my plan. I mean, we should get this established for like a week or two, right? And then I'm gonna go check what I guess he's actually a dragon? They seem adamant that he's a dragon. So we'll go check that out. And then I'll let you know what it's about.
Yeah.
Like whether I send like a letter with the goblins or we just like have a call or something.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We'll keep you up to date.
Yeah, you've got your stone. I have a full slate, so
Right. Yeah, you have the fancy one.
God, Eddy's just an iPad kid.
I mean, don't be surprised.
Oh.
Hey.
Make a mini Larson come walking up. You got games on your phone.
I was at a tabletop gaming store and a kid actually asked me that. Like, hand over heart, this is actually something that happened to me. A kid who I had never seen before, who I had never met. This child walked up to me while I was playing War Machine. It was like, hey, do you have games on your phone? I'm like, yeah. Can I play with them? No. And he got his mom. His mom came over, took a look at me, and the glare that I gave her, like right then, and she's like, and she just grabbed her kid like, let's go home. It's like, yeah, no. What the heck? I couldn't believe it actually happened.
Oh my god! All right, that's actually kind of funny.
Hey. You've got a heart of gold. Don't let him take it from you. That's more literal in Larson's case, but it goes for all of you.
I was really waiting for Larson to be like, actually, it is a diamond.
It is a shiny rock.
I give you several seconds to catch up to him. Well?
Oh. Boy, alright. Was that
cheers then?
Goodbye said? Just want to make sure.
Yep, I'm gonna, who all is going with me? The immortal kid and, is there a contingent of goblins? Is there a handful of carriage cats? Like, or is it just like the two of us trekking out?
So you've got, you, Lightbear, a few goblins.
Oh, Lightbear's with, okay.
Yeah, a few goblins, and, like, a few carriage cats to pull the wagon.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's already cats at the Oasis, so like.
Yep, there's even a pen there.
Yeah. So. Right. So I'm gonna just. Is it okay if we end a little bit early? Because I could. This is like actually like the perfect like ending spot actually.
It really is.
Yeah. So.
I'm okay with it.
Minor like epilogue thing, real quick. So. Eddy, you get back to the Oasis, no problem.
Hooray!
You settle in. You settle in and you get everything working. And
Oh, could you switch the map to Oasis? I just want to...
oh, yep.
I'd appreciate that, because I want to see it again.
Yeah. I gotta load it on my end before I switch it. Give me a second. Yeah, my internet has something wrong with it, I think. Okay, there we go.
That was nice.
Come on. It's not loading for me.
Oh, it's loaded in for me on my side.
Okay, well, I'll just continue. So you load in.
Mm-hmm.
Load in. Yeah, you.
I mean, yeah, kinda.
Oh god. All right. So you get back to Oasis and you settle in. Lightbearer and the rest of the goblins, they take their place, and the place starts getting a little more livelier. In like the week you've been gone, like a few more tents have cropped up here and there. I just haven't modified the map.
It's all good.
And you get your own little thing set up. For the most part, in Oasis, it's tents for the most part, but it's like those like really like those tents that are supposed to like last for like a long time, huh?
Permanent tents. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or like a yurt kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have your own place to stay, and you go to lay down for once you like. Imagine it takes you like the majority of like it takes you like several days to get there. You get there, it's like basically night. You unpack your stuff. You're like, ugh, lay down, go to sleep. Your dreams are not happy. You have a constant feeling of drowning, which is weird because you're amphibious.
I felt that.
Just a constant, like you keep like in your dreams, you keep seeing yourself floating in water, almost seeming like but unable to move, almost like you're bound. You feel as if there is something clasped around your throat, preventing you from breathing. And you hear a soft giggle from elsewhere. When are we gonna get to play again? End scene.
Yay!
That's your
ending.
Dream. Soft giggle from elsewhere. No, it's not a Khajiit. Alright. So, with that, I would like to just kind of bop that on the head. And just, because that's just a really good ending point. So yeah, Eddy will be leaving the party, unfortunately. It's, but like, I do hope that we get to see Eddy again, and maybe even, you know, Eddy gets her own arc at some point. Maybe at some point in the future. Yeah, that too.
And likewise, Jade will still be around if any of you want to say hello and do stuff. Hit me up. I'm going to be playing a lot of Deadlock in the future, I believe.
Yeah, no, fucking like Jade. Like this isn't like Jade, get away from my table. No, this is like, yeah, and like if you want to like if you want to like do anything like with any of us, like yeah, 100%. Like yeah, this isn't like we don't want to be your friend anymore. So with that, that is the temporarily closing of the book for Eddy, no last name given.
No, she doesn't have one.
What did y'all think?
She rejected her last name when she left the Kingdoms. Her name is Eddy. That's it.
Yeah, but like if you have to fill out like a form, you know, like a customs office, like what do you put? Like Eddy, no last name?
Well, that depends on what customs office. It changes in each one.
Oh god, right?
Just puts Eddy.
I mean, she's a smuggler. She's got fake identities for days.
Like Hatsune Miku, 16 passports.
Exactly.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Tragically, Eddy is not from Brazil.
Yeah. Any feedback, y'all? Or no?
I need artwork of Brazilian Eddy though.
Oh god.
Yeah, thank you for a beautiful send-off. And I think it was like a really appropriate moment narratively for Eddy to bow out. I understand, why it was like, we talked about Eddy leaving the party and how it might be better for storytelling for going forward for reasons. So tried to work out when Eddy was going to leave. Initially, it was going to be after a big story arc point, and this was kind of like, you know what, right here is really narratively appropriate for Eddy to just go back to the to Oasis, because that's important to her. She's a bit too anarchist to really trust the Duke, so yeah.
And this next arc is probably going to get a lot more into metaphysics, and you've kind of made Eddy very clear that she does not respect the metaphysical at all.
I mean, yeah. It's
the
idea, if there is a guide, they'll have to
understand.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, it's part of the anarchist. It's the metaphysics part of it is, if there is a god, then they'll have to ask my forgiveness for the atrocities that they've allowed to happen, sort of thing. That's kind of her mentality, and that doesn't necessarily mesh with the story that Liv is trying to tell.
No.
And I mean, I could change the character, but it would just seem like appropriate for what we had made Eddy to be so far, to gracefully bow and leave the stage for now.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm entirely on board to come back, because I do have story plans for Eddy. Like, I'm entirely on board with coming back at a later time and just have like an
Eddy,
Eddy
has
give
grown a
Eddy
lot,
her own adventure. So
look back at the beginning of the campaign, Eddy was a complete jerk and was basically just more or less rude all the time, and over time she continued to soften and grow actually into an actual friendship and companionship with this group, to the point where where we were able to have this scene, which would not have been possible where Eddy was emotionally at the beginning of the campaign, right?
Yeah. But Lennon, what do you think of this session? Hey, fine. Lennon? Did Lennon step away?
I would assume so.
Sorry, I was muted. I apologize.
No worries.
Hello.
Hi. What did you think of the session, Lennon?
I like it. I like that we kind of with the send-off also had a chance to establish where everybody's kind of feeling about where things are at too.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Xeno? What did you
I think it was a really good, almost felt like a closing of one chapter and going into another, where now we have a nice feeling of tonal shift.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's now we can kind of we've had the lighthearted stories, and now we can start shifting into the more as you said, metaphysical type stuff.
Well, that's a good point. I like that.
Oh, sorry.
Like Xeno was just saying, there's definitely a tone shift with how the story is going, and it is one of my favorite parts, just seeing the arcs change the way that we're going to be running through this. So I'm looking forward to how we're going to continue this. I'm not going to lie.
Thank you.
It is sad to see Eddy go, but again, like you said, Eddy can always come back in the future.
Yeah.
She still fits the storyline and very much does fit the world, especially the kingdoms and the rejection of the kingdoms part of it. It's just, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm starting to run out of steam a little bit, so I'm going to raid out while we're here. Everybody,
You're all wonderful and loved.
Chill? Sorry. I just realized I forgot to ask if anyone had anything to chill.
I do.
Okay, who are you shilling? Or what you shilling, even?
I'm shilling you. Specifically, your role in the new world campaign that is still going to be ongoing on every other Friday, of which the full playlist is available on my channel and is an outstanding long-term game. Then I look forward to seeing more of this game. But if people want more to see more games with me and Liv, then we will be there as well.
Yeah. Lyndon, do you have anything to show?
No, not currently. Oddly, I don't. I do streams over on my channel sometimes. That's what you got.
Yeah.
I am on Twitch as the Goblin Burrows.
Kiro, do you have anything to show?
I mean, I stream every now and again. I'm probably gonna stream here in maybe like an hour. We'll be doing Pokemon White. Other than that, no.
Okay. Xeno, when are you debuting?
When I get a new lifestyle change. More healthy.
Always something.
All
right.
Some random session. You need to invite me in just so I can ask when they're debuting.
Yes. You'll like right at the end. All right, our special guest star Eddy to ask Xeno when
Hey, Xeno!
when he debut.
I love it. Let's go.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I know Mystic in my chat had a raid suggestion, but a friend of mine is live. Braca Quilltusk is streaming stuff. It looks like she's watching Darwin Award stuff, which is fun. So I'm gonna send y'all over to her. She is a good bean, good noodle, good friend. Raid message is happy Sneptember. Sneptember continues.
And if you're on YouTube, make sure to follow all these wonderful people. The links are in the description. And if they're not, yell at me because they should be. I'm pretty sure I put them there.
I'm gonna yell at you anyway. I'm gonna yell at you anyway.
Understandable.
Alright. Bye, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. I love you.
Bye.
Okay, I'm clear now.
Bye.